Alright you guys, welcome to the channel. This is LucasMC28 here, and in this video we're going to be exploring, in my opinion, one of the most underrated features of the game Sea of Thieves, which is the skirmish ship types. These both come in the form of fleets and in the form of non-fleet single battles which can spawn randomly throughout the map. As you can see, this is one of the most intense clips that you're going to see in this video, and I've been working for a while on bringing this content to you. Please enjoy. Now my starting statement. This is underrated. It certainly feels like it. Some people think skirmish ships are a drag and a waste of cannonballs. In my opinion, they're anything but. When you get on board the skirmish ships, the fight is constant and intense. As the skirmishes are persistent, they respawn at a frequent basis. What you want to do when you're on the skirmish ship is be doing something for your team. You could be killing the cannoneer skirmishes in order to stop them from firing on your ship. This is especially good if you're low on planks. However, if you're low on cannonballs, you can also stop the skirmish from repairing. This will save your ship the cannonballs and let your crew use them for something else later on. It's especially good if you have under 20 cannonballs because this will protect your loot. Speaking of loot, skirmish ships drop a significant amount of loot. Not all of it's particularly valuable, but it is a heck of a lot of fun, and it's nice seeing that evil looking megalodon skull or whatever it is going down under the water. Now, as I can see here, I'm demonstrating having a second teammate, which is very useful. When you have a second teammate on board the ship, which is only really possible on the galleon, it's much easier to stay alive. I'll be doing the majority of these clips solo, but thank you to my teammate for helping me with this section. All the rest of my teammates during this video section are on board the ship. They are just performing the normal roles such as firing the cannons, repairing the ship and putting on helm. However, I enjoy being the boarder the most. I know that a lot of people do, however, boarding is not a very commonly known role in skirmish ships, and that is why I prefer to be the cannoneer or helmsman in normal scenarios and board skirmish ships, because it's a bit of an underused role. Now, as you can see here, I'm killing some of the cannons. Skirtons, and I'm now moving on to killing the middle deck skirtons. Middle deck skirtons don't really do much, they occasionally repair, but other than that, they're just a real nuisance. Now, one thing you will have seen so far is that the boss drops nothing when he dies. You can kill him if you feel mean, like me, or if you feel like just attacking a bullet sponge for some reason. At this point, we kill him because he has a blunderbuss and is doing significant damage to us. Now, in this next gameplay, I am a bit stuffed. I'm low on health, and I'm grabbing food from the barrel. It's important to note that the barrel is at the front of the ship, however at this point, a load of skirtons spawn up on me from somewhere random, and they start attacking me. I barely managed to get out alive by hacking my way out, however my teammates are shouting at me to kill the cannoneers, and while I am doing this, I get blundered in the back. Sloops. Death traps. As you can see from this next section of video, sloops are death traps. They are a very confined space despite their extra space compared to a player sloop, and they do not have the same tarpaulin canvas thing at the back, which means you cannot really just jump up onto the back of the ship and sword lunge your way down as you can on a player sloop. This means that I am forced to use my Eye of Reach, which I rarely do given the terrible hit registration reputation of this game in general. And in this video, for my overall video, I am trying to make sure I don't get sword locked, but I end up getting sword locked anyway. Now the next bit. I'm killing the cannoneers as my ship comes in. I'm not worrying about the starboard side cannons too much because my ship is on the port hand side. If you're on the starboard side, then I would have been unable to prevent my ship from getting attacked. Now, I get distracted by the skeleton doing goodness the flip knows what, and after a couple of blunderbuss shots from him, he dies. I kill that skeleton and let him rest assured that I will repair his hull. Hull guarding is one of the most classic techniques in the game, however for skeleton ships I wouldn't recommend it because it's important to kill cannon skeletons all the time. And they will respawn very often. This will occupy the majority of your time that isn't spent getting food from the barrels. Now, the captain hasn't called the fire brigade for some reason, and the ship is on fire completely. I would stay out of the fire, but if you don't, then it is very easy to get into the hull, which will hopefully be a little bit full of water if your teammates are any use on ships at all. But if you are not, then there are no water barrels on board the skeleton ships as far as I know, so it will be very difficult for you to put yourself off fire if you don't do this. Here is an ideal scenario. I've anchor locked two skeleton ships together, and they are unable to fire up my teammates very much except for this one. This skeleton ship is about to go down, however my teammates are out of cannonballs and completely out of wood, are just frantically bailing and shouting over the voice chat. I myself am trying to get some gameplay for this video, and at the same time assuring my teammates that everything is going to be fine. I didn't realise we were completely out of wood though at this point, and none of them wanted to board, so apart from me and one of my teammates, so really we ended up dead. However, this gameplay, really, we should have got the loot for. The fish is very useful, and so is the meat, because it gives you some over-the-top health regen. This means that when you haven't taken damage for a period of about 10 seconds, I believe, you will then begin to regenerate health automatically. As you can see, there was a cursed cannonball in the cannon there, and I managed to take that out of the cannon and actually use that for myself. Now I'm getting sword locked by a skelly, a prime example of what not to do. In fact, I managed to get sword locked twice, which was embarrassing. I actually ended up not dying here, however I did end up stuck on the bottom deck where I was unable to do very much at all. I killed these skellies, and after doing so I was very much trapped in the hull because skellies started spawning as I was trying to hack my way out. I thought I was dead here before I ate a pomegranate, but then a skelly came out of, and to this day I don't know where he came from, but he ran at me, and I managed to hack my way past him and his teammate who was eating banana, before going to grab some more food. I found enough to keep me alive, but then as soon as that happened, I went back to the staircase and saw what you will see is the second glitch within this game that I have shown you so far. Skeletons seem to have a bit of a staircase problem. Now, don't let them do anything. I will not repair that hole for you. The skeletons do not seem to prioritise between bottom and upper deck holes. They will just repair no matter what. That's why it's important to stop them from repairing both decks, because if you let them repair anything at all, then they will simply stop you from sinking their ship. You will see this in the final gameplay clip at the end of this video. This is the section which you saw in the introduction. Here I am trying to kill the skeleton boss and his mate at the same time. However, I end up getting double blundered in the back and needing to run. I still have the health regen from that fish earlier. Then, when the skellies start coming towards me, I'm able to kill the boss thanks to the damage I did on him earlier. This is about the only time where it's ever helped me to kill a boss, since he was stopping me from doing absolutely anything. This almost killed me because I have this problem where when a barrel says it's empty, I don't believe it, and I go and check it anyway. And the skeletons came towards me and somehow managed to sword me from ridiculous range. Still, Rare, please fix the sword in this game. Buffing damage didn't really help, it just made it even more of a spam fest. I would really like directional blocks, so like a left block counters a left hit, but I guess that might be too much to wish for. However, if you could introduce this would be absolutely great. Now, what you see here is me killing more skeletons. I know it's not much of a change from normal folks, but trust me, it is what you'll be doing most of the time. And while I'm doing that, I'm slightly appreciating the scenery, and at the same time I'm trying to stop the skeleton ship from moving. Because the more they are on helm and steering the ships, the better angle they will be able to get for their cannons, and the skeleton ship's positioning advantage, because they have so much more crew members, is really where they have the advantage, aside from their ridiculous physics. Now I'm low health, so I begin to sword lunge from the helm. Sword lunges from the helm are a brilliant time waster when you're waiting for food to respawn, but if you miss, you will incur a penalty like this. All the action you've seen so far is just skeleton beating up, so I'm going to actually introduce you to some boarding action. As you can see here, I'm sword lunging off the front, my all-time favourite boarding technique, and I managed to get myself a very, very comfortable board. The next video clip, number 5, an example of how not to do it, is a continuation of clip number 4, an intro to boarding. You see here me killing skeletons. The It's not much of a change, but obviously you know what I'm doing here, so I don't need to explain it again. However, what I do wrong here, instead of evading the blunderbuss shots when I'm low on health and killing the skeletons, I make the same basic error I made before, letting them spam me. I should have fought back, but this time I was slightly less successful in that I didn't even manage to escape. Plant skeletons. Let me talk about different varieties of skeletons on board ships. You've already seen all three varieties. I believe those skeletons do not spawn on skelly ships, but I'm not quite sure. And if anyone can tell me, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you. Plant skeletons do not get very much of a bonus at all from being on a skeleton ship, because by the time they get their water bonus from the ship having flooded, they are about to sink anyway, so their water bonus is really not very useful at all. Now I've got on board, and I'm beginning to kill the cannoneers. Despite having a sword, they fail to block me, which is good. I take my sweet revenge here by killing the skeletons below deck, and am very much liking it. I fear no plant skeleton, mostly because at this point they aren't in the water at all, and they are really quite weak. I managed to have the chicken that I took from the barrel last time, and I managed to eat it. But I eat the banana first to complete random. However, this was almost a good thing because the chicken would have healed me too much and I would have wasted some of its healing power. AFK guy on the helm? I'm just joking, that's the captain. However, it does really look like an AFK guy because he's basically doing nothing at all. Now, as I'm killing the skeletons, the boss is goodness knows where, and I managed to retreat into the cabin and come back out. I would have come out with a sword lunge, but I was not low on health, and so felt no need to conserve my health. The plant skeleton's ship is now flooding, but they still aren't getting their plant water bonus, which is what I mean when I say the plant skeletons are basically useless on board skeleton ships, as compared to normal skeletons. Now, shadow skeletons, I believe, are probably the most powerful variety on board ships because they do have that ability at night to make you light them up with a lantern, the extra annoying step. Same here, I don't bother sword lunging because I want to take them all out very quickly, and the ship floods, leaving me with a victory. Alright folks, thank you for your valuable time, and I hope to see you in the next video. If you want to support me, then please continue watching my videos, and leave a suggestion for me. Thank you.